Woo! What's up, guys? Prince Sports here, man. Before we get started with the Giannis Antetokounmpo news of him signing with the Milwaukee Bucks, he gave all signs that he was going to sign with them anyway. I want to get something off the chest a little bit. Um, I want to talk about. Um, I want to talk about. But before I do that, nevertheless, it's your boy Prince Sports, aka Black Panther, aka T'Challa, aka QB, aka King of Queens. Those are all the nicknames that I got so far until somebody else gives me some more. But let's get to it. It's only going to take 2 minutes before I talk about Giannis. Um, listen, man, you got a lot of people on YouTube. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a little distracted by these dogs. All right, you got a lot of people here on YouTube that just don't get it a little bit. Some people that can't take criticism, or if you say something about their favorite player, you know, they take it to heart. Listen, man, when you're doing sports, whatever your platform you decide to watch, you're going to have to deal with facts that you're going to disagree with some people. All right. That doesn't mean that you stop messing with the person just because you disagree with something they say. You could always have a platform to come on and speak what you got to say. Okay. Now, I get a lot of LeBron lovers that can't take the fact that there's other players that people feel are better than LeBron James. Some people feel Kobe's better. Some people feel Kareem's better. Some people don't think LeBron James surpassed Tim Duncan. So it's more players than just Jordan. But you have to keep everything in perspective and respect. Respect the jokes, or respect it or check it. That's all you can do. Now you can debate with somebody. And me personally, unlike any other YouTuber, I give everybody their platform to speak. Whether you disagree or you agree with me, I let you rock. Okay. Um, I got guys like Zach that come on here and say James Harden is the GOAT. Now, do I believe that? Absolutely no. But it's his opinion. And he's entitled to speak his own opinion. So hold on for a sec. Hold on for a sec. Hold on. What's up, Alexandro? Okay, anyway, it's sad to see people get so caught up with a superstar that they can't have a reasonable debate with somebody. You know, the platform is here. And I give everybody a free chance to say whatever they got to say. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put the link in right now. All right. Zach said it best. If you want smoke, hop on live. That's the best way to do it. But let's get to Giannis Antetokounmpo, okay? Um, Giannis signs a 5-year, $190 million, I believe, contract with the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, this is good for the NBA because they were trying to push him to go play with LeBron James. Okay, whenever you see the media, you see all these outlets, ESPN, Fox Sports. There was always, when is LeBron going to come to the when is Giannis going to come to the Lakers? Giannis to the Golden State Warriors. But they pushed Giannis to the Lakers more than any other team. They wouldn't want Giannis on the Golden State Warriors because they're afraid Same situation that happened with Kevin Durant, what happened with Giannis Antetokounmpo. But nevertheless, Giannis chose to do it the hard way. I gotta have respect for that. A guy that say, hey, you know what? We won back-to-back 60-point game. 60 wins. I think I can win the championship with this franchise. I believe I got what it takes to win the championship with this franchise, and I respect that about Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I know the media agenda is going to be, well, he never won a championship. He never did this. If Giannis goes down in history without winning a championship, I will still respect the hell out of him because he chose to win the championship his way. He didn't chose to get old. Well, maybe he will, but he didn't chose to jump on another team with multiple superstars to win a championship. You know, there's something about doing that that kind of cheap. It feels cheap. You know, it feels like a forced championship. But instead, he's saying I can win the championship on my own. I don't need any help. Well, at least multiple superstar help. That's what he's saying. And you got to take your hat off to that. So give Giannis the credit that he deserves with that. But the flip side to it is he's going to get thrown under the bus. It's always going to be, well, Giannis don't have no championships. That's today's media. You know, a lot of guys don't want to face that type of criticism of not having the championship because you're going to be in the same bracket as Allen Iverson, um, Charles Barkley, all these other guys that haven't won championships. So they're going to be in that same boat. Now, me personally, it took a lot of cojones to want to stay with your franchise. Now, can he win one championship with Milwaukee Bucks? Maybe. He might. They got to build a good team around him. And maybe he may sneak one championship in. But that one championship, if he does win it, would be more respectable than a lot of these championships that all these other guys got. It'd be more respectable than Kevin Durant's championships in Golden State, LeBron's championships in Miami. So it'll be respectable than all of them type of dudes. You know? Oh, hold on, I got D-Lo James up in here. Let me add him. What's up?
Yo, what's up, Prince? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's good, fam?
Yeah, yeah. I like the move, man. I like the
Oh,
move.
you like the move? Yeah, he's staying with one
Yeah,
team.
because
So
one thing I
now
didn't like about
this,
LeBron, even though I'm a LeBron fan, one thing I didn't like about him was joining the Heat because I feel
yeah,
like he sacrificed so much of his game going to the Heat.
yeah,
I felt like he didn't reach his full potential going to the Heat.
yeah. True that, man. I mean, it have been even though he got one in Cleveland, you seen how special it was to him when he was crying.
Yeah,
He could have got that maybe if he stayed there. It'd have been, I think, it'd been more respectable amongst fans. I think people will appreciate that a little more. It's just something about staying with your franchise, you know, building the team up, and you guys work together and win the championship together. There's nothing like it, you know.
yeah,
There are organic super teams, you know. Like Golden State Warriors was, for the most part, like an organic team because those guys were drafted and they just built up to being good. That's through hard work and practice. So
yeah. But
that you can't get mad at. It's when top five players are all teaming up together and they are already established. That's a little
definitely,
different story.
definitely, yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
But
man.
I feel like the Delonte West
If
situation
Giannis
had a
don't win
lot.
a championship,
If he don't win it, I'm not gonna judge him because the media
yep,
started
true
doing
that.
that. The media
If
started doing
Giannis
that. You
don't win
gotta,
a
you,
championship,
yeah. The media started doing that. You gotta win it. Back in
mhm,
2009 when LeBron was playing, they're like, oh, you gotta get that championship no matter what. I think it was Skip Bayless or something that started that narrative.
yeah,
But for me, I feel like Skip Bayless has a lot of effect in the NBA today because
yeah, I know for a
constantly in the
fact.
morning you gotta watch Skip Bayless say, oh, you gotta
Yeah,
get
you're
that
right. You're right.
championship.
I think. Yep,
Yeah,
you're
definitely
right.
the media.
You know,
The media
I
had a
don't
lot
know
of
if it
effect on him.
started directly from. You're right. You're right. I don't know if it directly started from 2009. I think it could have started after the Jordan era because Jordan changed the face of basketball. It became like more of a, you know, when you're an individual superstar, you got to lead your team to a championship.
Definitely.
continued on from Kobe, and then LeBron took the crown.
Oh yeah, I remember there was some Kobe back
LeBron
after Shaq left.
got
They was criticizing him every
I
day.
guess took it to newer heights because people were starting to, oh, you don't have championships. You don't have championships. Remember the Ringless King jokes? You remember those
Everywhere.
Ringless King jokes?
Yep. Every arena.
They were savage with those,
Man,
weren't they? So,
definitely.
yeah,
Every
man.
arena had it. How can you call yourself a king without a ring?
Okay. Yeah.
But I felt like if
I'm
that Delonte West,
glad I got you here.
ah,
Glad I got you here. I made the video earlier about Shaq and Kobe. All right.
yeah,
And
I
you
saw
said
it.
it was no question Shaq was dominant guy. Now, if you watch the video, I did pick Shaq as
I did
the
watch it.
number
I
one
know. I
alpha.
watched
But
it.
there are a group of people that believe Kobe was too. So what I was doing was bringing both sides in, and we was just discussing why I think Shaq still was the alpha and the number one on that team. You know, it was just
Yeah,
answering the question to some of the people. What do you think is more important? You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't me
definitely.
necessarily disagreeing with you. I was just answering the question. Yeah, yeah. So basically,
So big. The
what do
reason
you
I was
feel about that?
disagreeing, what
I
I
mean,
probably won't
I know
watch
you
it
picked
because I
Shaq,
have some people.
but
Yeah,
and Kobe was, labeled as the sidekick of the team. Right.
yeah, because you had people saying that he carried Shaq in the
Say that
2000.
again.
You had people saying that he carried Shaq like the way D Wade did with Shaq. I was like, that's different. D Wade was the only superstar to carry Shaq to a championship.
Right. That is
Because you
true.
remember that
D Wade
finals in
was the only
'06.
dude to carry it,
Man,
and Shaq in his prime was something else.
definitely.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah. Man, here's what separated the most for me. If you took Kobe off that team and you replace him with a T Mac, Allen Iverson, I think they still win championships. But if you take Shaq off that team and you leave it with Kobe and you just add an Allen Iverson or a T Mac, it's questionable to whether they could win a championship or not. That
I
was
mean,
the deciding
you,
factor for me.
you saw that Detroit series. It showed you right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
And
Shaq barely
Shaq,
had the ball.
yep. And Shaq still says Kobe cost him the championship in that year. That's what he claims.
Yeah,
You
in the
know.
interview. Definitely.
Yeah.
Man, man, Giannis is one of my favorite players, man. I just hope he can stay healthy, man.
Okay.
Because I
All
wanted
right.
him to
Yeah.
sign like that 2 year plus 1 2 year deal to
And
put
you.
pressure on the Bucks.
Yep. Yep.
Because if you
And you
sign
know
that,
what? What I respect about it the most, he's willing to correct his flaws. He knows that hey, I got a shooting problem.
damn, it's a pause.
He's willing to work on his jump shot more. And that I don't know. Can you hear me? I don't know if I'm breaking up a little bit. I'm in another country right
Yeah, I
now,
can hear you
so the
now.
Wi-Fi is a little iffy.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I like. I like the fact that he's willing to go to the gym and work on his game. He's not taking, you know, any excuses. I mean, hey, if I mess up, I just got to get better, and I like that about him.
definitely. He works hard, man. He works hard.
He's basically
Man,
taking ownership. Yeah, he's
when I
taking
first saw him, bro, he was
ownership for
skinny,
losses.
bro. He was skinny.
He's not blaming his teammates.
Yeah, he was skinny when
What
he first
happened?
came to the league. When he first came to the league, he was skinny as
Oh,
hell.
what's up?
He worked hard to change his body. He wasn't gifted.
Hell
He
yeah.
actually put in the work.
Yep. Yeah, you.
That's the
Yep.
that's
I
the
take your
difference.
hat off to that. That's hard work.
Definitely.
Yep. That
Man,
gotta take your hat
man.
off to that. You know,
I
and
still I,
you gotta
I
give
still
LeBron props too for. I always give LeBron props for taking care of his body. And I never seen a guy take care of his body like that.
yeah, definitely. Man, I still don't like LeBron
Because
when he went to the
technically,
Heat. I
yeah, because
still don't
technically,
like it. I still hated his decision going to the Heat, man.
yeah, it's good
I
that he
hated
did
D
not.
Wade. I hated the whole crew there, man. Because I felt like 2011 would have never
Yeah.
happened. He
All
stayed in
right. So,
Cleveland.
what did you thought about his move?
I felt like he didn't work on his
Yep.
game
Okay. So, what do
that
you thought
first.
about his move going back to Cleveland?
I felt like it was good because you saw after that he
Say
started
that
to become
again.
more. I felt like it was good to go back
Okay.
because when he went back, right?
Yeah.
His numbers, you see, his numbers started going up.
Yeah.
He started to rely more on himself instead of D Wade.
Yeah.
I just wish they drafted Kyrie earlier,
Yeah.
man. I just wish they
Oh yeah.
drafted Kyrie earlier.
Yeah, but you know what? Kyrie just don't like LeBron James, man. And when they signed him, when LeBron came to Cleveland, he had no idea LeBron was coming. LeBron threw hints at him, but he would always be like, "What is he talking about? We don't need him on our team." And the Cavs gave him that money without telling him that they're going to sign LeBron too. A lot of people didn't know that. So Kyrie had no idea LeBron was coming.
Yeah, his pops, his pops
But
don't like
I
LeBron.
mean, it is what it is. They won a championship together, so they're going to share some history. Even though
Yeah,
he don't like him for some reason. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people it's based off jealousy because when they with the franchise, Kyrie wanted the same type of power LeBron had. But you got to earn that type of power. LeBron put butts in the seats. He's a superstar. He's the face of the league. Still is the face of the league. So you got to earn that type of respect. You can't just walk through the door and I'm the man. You got to put work in.
yeah, and I feel like he was unfortunate, man, because the Cavs were always good. They was always the number one
But
seed, so you can't draft good players. Like like how Jordan got injured and they got Scottie Pippen
yep, right.
because he was hurt, and the team didn't do
Yeah,
good without him.
and yep. I'm glad you mentioned that because funny story. The Bulls were trying to tank, and they were trying to limit Jordan's minutes, but he said, "Forget that. If I'm playing, we're gonna make the playoffs." And he managed to get them in as an eighth seed, and you already know what happened once they met Boston. He went off, but they still lost. So, but man, what do you think of James Harden? I mean, he looked kind of fat in today's preseason game, like he was out of shape. AK, KD, what's up? Yo, James, are you still there? Oh, okay. James got dropped for some reason. Maybe the bad Wi-Fi or something. And yes, I agree with you, AK. Um, it could happen. I mean, if Giannis feels the franchise is not doing him any justice, he could demand a, a trade. He could pull the James Harden, and he could be a disgruntled employee. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and I think he won't do that because he seems like a respectable guy. Shout out to D'Lo James. He called in and talked basketball for a while, but something happened. I guess the Wi-Fi broke down. Um, Only reason why the Wi-Fi is breaking down is because we're here in another country. If I was in the States, it'd be working perfectly. Coming along good. You know, they're taking a little break right now. Probably be back in uh, like a month or so. It's basically just a skeleton that's just done. That's basically it. Um, Room designs and stuff like that. That's about it. Speaking of James Harden, what you think of his performance? Um, let's see if he's back. Um, Yo, what up, Patrick? What
Yeah,
you
my
doing?
phone died. I had to go change the device real quick.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah,
But
my
yeah,
phone
what
died when I was talking
what
to
you
you.
think of James Harden performance today, man? I thought he looked out of shape a little bit.
Man, he looked the same way in the bubble too. There was a picture floating
Oh
around the
yeah,
bubble. He was looking overweight. I mean, he looked skinny. Yes, I don't know. Like yesterday, he looked skinny for some reason. I don't know
he
how he.
looked skinny.
Yeah,
Man,
he looked in shape in the picture
um,
yesterday. So I don't know if that picture was old or something. I don't know.
but Yeah,
Man, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Judging on today, man,
He can still score
he
looking
had
like
that
that.
bear
I
belly
don't know
thing
how that's
going on.
possible. He can still get
But
buckets.
yeah, I'll be back in the States on the 27th, and yeah, they'll still be doing some work on it.
Yeah, on 27th after Christmas.
Yeah, I'll be back in LA on the
That's cool.
27th. Right now, I'm in the Philippines. I'm overseas, so
Oh, what are
that's
you?
why some of the Wi-Fi gets a little iffy. It's nothing
What are
like
you?
perfect Wi-Fi from back home.
What are your thoughts on the Christmas games? The matchup that you wanted to
Oh,
see, or what that you wanted to see instead of the ones they have.
um, man, I think the Dallas Mavericks and Lakers is a good one. I mean, Luka versus LeBron is like the future versus the present. That's a
Oh,
good matchup. But,
I wanted Giannis versus LeBron for some reason.
yeah, that'd have been good too. Or Milwaukee Bucks versus what's that
Brooklyn,
team called? Brooklyn Nets.
definitely. Why is
That'd have been a
Brooklyn
good
playing the
matchup too.
Warriors? Come on, I don't like Brooklyn.
You want to see Kid to the Wizards?
Oh yeah,
All right, who you want to see to the Wizards, Patrick?
like who I want to say against the Wizards?
And I was talking to somebody in the chat. He said he wants to see, huh?
Oh,
Nah, the one of the guys in the chat says he wants to see somebody go to the Wizards. I'm asking who. Yo, did you saw Anthony Edwards from Minnesota, #1 draft?
nah. I seen his first game when he had I don't know like 5 points, something like that. That team is a whole mess, man.
Mm-hmm.
That team is a mess.
He said it's a whole mess. Yeah, man, but you
Like
know what? They keep getting these high draft picks, and they don't know what to do with them.
they don't have a system at all.
They get all this young talent, but they don't know what to do with it.
Definitely.
Yep.
Edwards going there is it's a bad fit.
Hell yeah. Well, speaking of that, where you calling it from
New
anyway?
York,
What state?
in the Bronx.
Ooh, New York, Boogie Down Bronx. All right,
Yeah.
that's what's up. I'm from. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm from Queens, man.
Yeah, from Queens. I heard. That's when I first came to the channel. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna tune in here. Definitely.
Yeah, born and raised in the bridge, man. And you know, you guys always lose to diss us with that KRS-One track, man. Bridge is over, man. You guys got us on that one.
Man, they be dissing Bronx everywhere.
I used to bump it though. The beat was sick.
Bronx be getting dissed by everybody, especially people from Brooklyn.
Hell yeah.
Brooklyn be dissing every borough.
Yeah, man. I miss the good old days in New York. New York changed though. It's not the same.
Nah, definitely it changed for sure.
New York's definitely not the same it used to be. Patrick said Minnesota's still picking up trash.
Let me see the chat.
Word. But yo,
they don't have a system
James,
in Minnesota.
if you could probably just say that again.
I say they don't have a system. Like, what are they doing? Who do they want to put around Karl Anthony Towns to?
Oh yeah,
make things work? They're not doing that.
But yo, for some reason, I guess you're breaking up a little bit. I think at this point we better just communicate from the message board because you keep coming in and out. I think it's probably my Wi-Fi because I'm
gonna leave.
Country.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna be in the chat.
All right, so thanks for coming in. All right, that was D-Lo James, man. Shout out to from him for coming in. I mean, he always joined the chat. We have him, Comic Stand Los Angeles. He joins the chat a lot. Wait till we get back to the States. We have like multiple guys on at once. You know, right now it's a little limited because I can't go on the times that I want to go on because it's a time difference. It's a 24-hour head of schedule time. Like we into the next day here, where you guys are into the the day before us. So it's, what day is it today? Hold on. It's Wednesday here, but it's Tuesday where you guys are at, I believe. So we're really ahead ahead of schedule. So once I get back to the States, I'd be able to go on live and it'd be 100% clear with multiple people, with the normal people that normally come in. You know, shout out to Zach and Comic Stand who normally jump in on the live. Especially Comic Stand, he calls in a lot, you know. But I'm pretty sure at this time he's probably working or something like that. Nah, we didn't get Boogie, AK. Houston Rockets got him. Sorry for answering a little late. But yeah, Giannis did the good thing, man. He ended people's fears of starting a super team, because if he went to Los Angeles, that would have been a full blown out um, super team. They would have won a lot of chips. Yeah, Minnesota is a mess, but they always get good draft picks. Don't know what to do with them. Players will be asking for trades. I'm surprised Cat is there because they got a young nucleus, and they didn't start winning until Jimmy Butler got there. And Jimmy Butler loose a whoop on them boys in practice, call them names, just son them. D'Lo James, you know what that word "son" means. I'm about to son them. It's a New York word. He from the Bronx. He know what that means. Yeah, it's a lot of young cats that just playing for stats. You're playing with a bunch of young players. All they care about is stats to prove that they can stay in the league. Winning comes second. So that's when um, Minnesota fails in that aspect. But we'll see how it goes out. AK, you made a good point. If Milwaukee don't put enough talent around Giannis, he'll be asking for a trade. He'll be asking for a trade soon. So he'd be next to do that. And maybe I still got faith in him that he won't do that. So, I won't be surprised neither. That's not a bad look. Two all-stars on one team, then you just put a bunch of role players around them. I'm cool with that. Long as it's not like 3 to 4 all-stars on one team, I'm cool. Oh, I mean, I think it got better. Take my neighborhood. Well, right now the crime went back up ever since the COVID-19, but before that, crime in Queens, especially Queensbridge, went down big time. You know, no homicides, no shootings. People are walking their dogs early in the morning. You know, now it's back. Now it's back to troublesome. You got a lot of gangs coming in there, a lot of Bloods and Crips. They're influencing the neighborhood a lot. And I just saw recently like a lady, mother of a 5-year-old, got shot in the bridge, and that kind of broke my heart. That really actually broke my heart, man, because you hate to see stories like that, But now New York is full of shootings, and it started when the COVID thing came out. So New York is becoming like one of those movies, and you see world coming to an end, like zombie apocalypse. That's how New York. That's how New York feels. Yep, that's true. That's all over public housing in New York. You know, it's just it's bad that it's coming down to that right now with shooting all over the place, man. You know, Los Angeles is getting the same a little bit. Yep. I no longer live in the bridge, but I keep tabs on my hood and see what goes on. You know, I currently live in LA. Nice, quiet neighborhood in LA. Ain't nothing like New York. People in LA, more laid back. You got to go to like some of them other places to really get involved in some crazy stuff. What smoke are you referring to, Zach? By the way, welcome, Zach. And we're just talking about you, giving you a shout out, man. How you like your Rockets, man? You know James Harden forced to play for your team. That doesn't mean he wants to be there. He still wants to be a trade. He was the Rockets should just unload that guy and get Ben Simmons already. At least you still have another All-Star. Oh yeah, there's a lot of draft busts, Patrick. Markel Fultz, Kwame Brown, Anthony Bennett. Y'all remember Anthony Bennett? That's how much of a bust he was. You probably don't remember him no more. But he was a bust. Big time bust. Got drafted #1 by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Surprised they picked that dude, man. I mean, that nuts. Speaking of draft, you know what hurts a lot? The Knicks could have drafted Steph Curry, but they passed on him. The Knicks could have drafted Steph Curry. A lot of people don't know that. They could have drafted Steph Curry. Man, wouldn't that have been great? Imagine Steph Curry on the New York Knicks shooting them threes. That would have been great. That would have been great. Harder for Paul George. I don't think Zach would like that. Yeah. James, remember? You remember Anthony Bennett? Dude was sad. Greg Oden was another bust. Another bust for Greg Oden. So, but I think he was a bust just basically due to injuries. If he wasn't injured, he would have been something because he was a good defensive player. He had a little good post-up game. He needed to develop that a little more, and that was it. You know. But James, I got you here. Who's better, Kobe or LeBron for you? If you had to take a pick, if you had to pick one superstar, who you taking, Kobe or LeBron? Like Young Jeezy used to say, Kobe or LeBron. Kobe or LeBron. Used to rock Kobe, but now right LeBron. That's my bad Young Jeezy voice. John Wall is your new leader. So at least you know that the time is coming, Zach, that James Harden will be traded. It's only a matter of time. All right. Okay. I think you're taking LeBron over Kobe because of the all around play. Kobe was a bad decision maker when it comes to shooting or taking shots. I seen games where Kobe would take shots on 3 or 4 guys while his teammates are wide open. Kobe would launch that thing. You know, I remember Kobe launching them things. Smush Parker used to hate that. That was Kobe's #1 enemy. You know? Now I do understand Kobe's reasons for not wanting to pass the ball to Smush Parker. But at the same time, well, okay, all right, winning. You know, Kobe's method is more of give me the ball and get out my way. Even Michael Jordan played with a better system than Kobe Bryant. He moved without the ball. Kobe Bryant never moved without the ball. It was just give him the ball, ISO, or he would go up against 2 to 3 guys, shoot the ball, and you know, Kobe. You know, that was pretty much it. So we got 2 LeBron votes. LeBron, man, Robert Pittman in here, he would have shout out to Robert Pittman, man. He's actually a good friend of mine that actually I played ball against in Los Angeles, but he's a sub on my channel. He's a big diehard Kobe fan, and he'd be on here probably trying to curse everybody out if he was on here if you're talking about Kobe. Yep. The problem is Cleveland just a bad management, man. They never known how to build a team around LeBron James for some reason. You got a franchise player, okay? Um, a guy that's supposedly next in line to be the next great player, and you have a franchise player that you have to build around LeBron James. Okay, I'm back. My Wi-Fi was acting up a little bit. But yeah, MJ was a very underrated passer. Very underrated passer. Jordan moved without the ball. He played actually team organized basketball a lot of times. You know, he would bring the ball up the court, pass it out, and if he gets a shot, he gets a shot. But Kobe was different. He would bring the ball up, take a shot, and that was it. And then he would have a big get the rebound, and do a putback if he missed. Yeah, that would, you know, definitely would have been historic. And the Bulls probably would have built a better team around Kevin Durant. But Kevin Durant was lucky, man. He came into the league playing with Russell Westbrook. He had James Harden. He actually had a bunch of talent to play with. And they was they made it to the finals. There was young bucks that just couldn't get over the hump. You know, but if that team stuck together, they probably would have won the championship. I'm pretty sure they would have won the championship if they stayed together. You know, so ooh, that would have been a good pickup. Memphis would have been popping. You know, that would have been a good pickup. Remember, Mark Gasol was on there too. Mark Gasol and LeBron James would have been a good tag team when Mark Gasol was in his prime. But Memphis would have been completely different franchise if LeBron got there, and it'd be a little more respectable because LeBron would have been playing in the West. You know, John Wall over West. Are you just saying that because you don't like Westbrook no more, or do you really believe that? Yeah, fit matters, but you have the trust in franchise to build a good team around you. Hold on. Okay. Have a dog in front of me look like he about to throw up. Relax, doggy. All right. Yeah. But man, one thing about Kobe though, you got to give him credit to. I made this video. Kobe faced some of the most tough competition in NBA history. And you could look up the stats. He actually owns a record for that. The guy played 20 seasons of basketball in the tough Western Conference. Okay, it wasn't easy playing basketball in the Western Conference. It's tough. And to be there for 20 years, you know, and, you know, to get the championships, you know, is something definitely hard to do. Philly won. All right, let's go, Philly. You know how to do. Yeah, we may just take that division after all, Davis. We may just get there after all. Shout out Tay Davis, man. He just joined in. Man, we was talking about Giannis signing that big contract. Yep. Yeah, you're right. He a 3-1 lead. He folded against Steph Curry. Kevin Durant has a lot to prove. You know, he gonna have to prove to us that, hey, he that type of dude. That's why I think this is a good look for him to be on Brooklyn. He got his one sidekick in Kyrie Irving. Now the rest is up to you, KD. Show us you that guy that we say you are. You know. Yeah, man. Yeah, Clay went off. Clay went off on OKC Thunder, but that's still no excuse for why Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook couldn't win one game and close them out. One game, no excuse. Yep, Philly looking good, man. Hey, don't jinx us. I'm just gonna keep quiet and hopefully more good stuff happen. Because if I start talking about Philly, start talking about the Eagles, man, that's when stuff goes, hey, you know, AWOL. But Jalen Hurts is looking good for us, you know, so I'm cool with that. I travel to Philly all the time to watch Eagle games, you know. So Philly used to be like my summertime place. I used to leave Queens and head out to my family's house in Philadelphia, and that's how I became an Eagles fan because I used to go to the Eagles games whenever I go to Philly, you know, and they diehard Eagle fans. So it came on to me. And he had James Harden. Don't forget James Harden. That team you had 3 MVP guys leave your franchise. That's crazy. OKC should slap themselves in the face for that. Westbrook think he's number one compared to everybody. You know. Yep. CP3 left too. Yeah, they get all this talent. They can't keep it, and it ends up leaving. You know. All right, hold on for a second. Let me get these dogs. Get out of here, dogs. Get out. Out, 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 out. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're messing up my life, crazy dogs. All right. So, yeah, man. That's why I need to see what Kevin Durant has this season. I put him on blast because I want to see what he got. Get out of here. Get out of here. Jesus, I guess when you're chilling outside, you got all these street dogs coming to you. The dog whisperer. Yeah, you hear all the dogs in the background? It's like it's 3 of them. You know, and they're like, you know, and they crawling between your leg and stiffing you and all this other crazy stuff. You know. Oh, Draco Tunes, what up? What's up? Yo, we was just talking about you a while ago, man. Me and Tay. How you feel about those your Clippers, man? Are you still rocking with them? Yeah, man. They lost to like the D League for the Lakers team. Oh yeah. Shout out to Terry. He probably busy right now, man. I didn't see dude yet. He's still a Clippers fan. Okay. Top 10 of all time. I could see that, man. He would have the resume for it. He got some of the individual accomplishments, multiple time NBA leader in scoring. He has an MVP. His defense creeped up, you know. Zach, you in a hunt for Comic Stand. I mean, I think Comic Stand is working. It's a time thing. He normally comes early. Like when I wait till I go back to the States, I bet Comic Stand would be on live then because it's a time difference. It's Wednesday over here. You guys are in Tuesday, right? It's already Wednesday here in the Philippines. So he said, imagine being the Clippers fan. Yo, Draco. Yo, Tunes, that's at you. But yeah, he got to get them though. How you feel about his rings with Golden State? You respect those though? Packers, Chiefs, Super Bowl. That could very well be. Harry's a big Packers fan. He's not here yet. Tay said he was waiting for you. I can't even talk about my Super Bowl because guess what? I know the Eagles won't make it. So I have to keep my mouth shut when it comes to certain football because my football team ain't going nowhere. But the Packers did look good in the regular season, that's for sure. Okay. I agree with you, AK. Every ring is valid. Some are more respectable than others, but every ring, every championship is valid. Once you got it, you got it. That's all that matters. Harden. Yo, Zach, you really would take chances with Paul George? And he's kind of iffy in the playoffs? What if he hits the side of the backboard again in a big important game for Houston Rockets? Yes, exactly, James. That's why I said some championships are more respectable. You know, especially for certain superstars. Remember, Gary Payton got his championship with the Miami Heat. He got it when he was out of his prime. So a lot of people don't even remember Gary Payton getting a championship because he couldn't get it when he was with the Seattle Supersonics. You know, he couldn't win that ring when he was in his prime and was an All-Star. Oh, okay, Pat. Yeah, what's your team, Pat? What's your football team? Oh yeah, that Cleveland ring was my most impressive championship for LeBron. Why you dogs keep coming back here? Shoot, shoot, leave. No food here. No food here. Bye, bye, bye. Get, get, get. Man, these dogs leave and they come right back. So, got no food for you. Get. You see that, Zach? That's my dog whisperer skills. Get. That's how you talk to the dog. That's how you talk to. That's how you talk to a bunch of stray dogs. they come in here because this is not a fully developed house yet. It's still just a skeleton of it. So these stray dogs could walk right in here. Yeah, Clippers need to do something. I mean, I thought Clippers would make some trades, but they gave Paul George that contract. Paul George was capping saying he's a Clipper for life, that he always been a Clipper fan. I don't believe that. He growed up on Kobe Bryant. How could he be a diehard Clipper fan if he growed up on Kobe Bryant? I call him bluff on that. I think he's lying. Yep. Yeah, that's a very elite class of players. You know, guys that's like face of the league. You know, there will never be another Jordan, another LeBron, another Kobe. No guys like that. You know, that's why you got to take greatness while it's here. You got to give guys they wrote their flowers while they can spell them. So, oh my goodness. But hey, man, you never know, man. It's just regular season. I don't put too much stock in regular season. The Clippers may end up blowing it up. They may get hot. You know, no. Are you completely sold on the Lakers winning the championship? Because everybody I talk to says it's a foregone conclusion. The Lakers going to win the championship. It looks like everybody else is counted out. Yeah, man, Roy Hibbert was slow as hell, man. How you get outscored by Roy Hibbert? Ah. Oh, you are a Packers fan. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reasons why you guys didn't went to the Super Bowl no time soon. Is because you're missing receivers. So yeah. Oh, okay. This is a first. Why you think Philly is a bad matchup for the Lakers? Most people would say the Nets. What is it about Philly that you think is a bad matchup? Or do you think they're a bad matchup if they get James Harden? Remember, Philly is the number one team rumored to be in talks for James Harden. But as I posted, the Houston Rockets want 3 first-round draft picks, Ben Simmons, for James Harden, and Philly was like, "Nah, we don't want to do that." So Philly wants to go back to the round table, and they don't want to give up all those draft picks for James Harden because they're not sure if James Harden wants to stay. Because if James Harden agent tells the 76ers, "Hey, I don't want my guy assigned with your team, but he's not going to sign long term." Philly would be like, "Hey, we just waste 3 first-round draft picks and Ben Simmons for a guy that's going to walk." You know, man. The Rockets made their demands. It's up to Philly if Philly wants to take that offer. Philly don't want to give up draft picks. They're willing to give up Ben Simmons from reports, but they're not willing to give up draft picks. They're afraid that Houston is asking for too much, and they don't want to take the risk of James Harden walking. They need some confirmation that James Harden is going to stay. Okay. And B got to step up in the playoffs, though. He cried babies too much. Look at Zach. Zach said, "Hey, we want everything. You know, you want Simmons and the draft picks. Okay. Imagine that. You could get, let's say you end up getting the number one draft pick and you make the playoffs because you took Philly's draft pick. You could potentially have a top 5 draft pick with Ben Simmons for James Harden. It's not a bad look. It's not bad at all." Man, one thing about Tunes you got to respect. That the fact he believes in his team. I like that. I like that somebody that respects his team enough that he's going to be like, yo, no matter what, the Clippers going to win. Man, I wish I could. I know when I get back to the States, Robert probably would join here. I got to get Robert to come on here live too. You know, Robert, Comic, and James, y'all all be good to come on to the live panel live. I have to get back to the States to organize that and set it up because it's not going to work here from the Philippines. The connection is going to be real bad, and it's going to break up. But we're going to break those games down, especially when the regular season starts. The Flippers. Oh, man. Everybody keep breaking on the Clippers, man. You know, you got to blame that, Draco, you got to blame some of that on Kawhi, though. He likes Paul George. He's the reason why Paul George is there. Yeah, man. I'm glad you brought that up, man. I haven't seen Nate Robinson in over a year, but I had the luxury, I guess, well, I don't know what you want to call it, but I had a relationship with the guy to talk to him. And, you know, if I see him again, I'm going to answer him. I'll bring up the knockout, you know. So we used to chop it up. And he was going to come on my YouTube, you know. But I told him I don't really do YouTube videos. At the time, I stopped doing YouTube videos, you know. So I would have had him on if I was still doing YouTube videos at that point. But I'm going to get Nate Robinson back pretty soon. If I get hold of him again, if I get in contact with him, I run into him, I'm going to get him on here. You know, Steven Jackson is another guy that I met. I met him too. I met Steven Jackson in downtown LA. You know, said what's up to him, gave him a pound, you know. So I could actually get ways of I get contacts with some of these people. I could get in contact with Steven Jackson as well. But, you know, Steven Jackson is kind of what's the best way to describe it? He's very hood centric. And that's the best way to describe it. And even though he was a former pro basketball player, he lets his feelings overcome his judgment sometimes. And, you know, yeah, last thing I want to do is be arguing with Steven Jackson on on YouTube. You know, he may try to hop through the screen and be like, "What'd you say?" You know, so I ain't trying to beef with Steven Jackson, man. So yeah, I know Steven Jackson get down for the records. What seed do you think? Oh man, y'all could be four or up. If you guys get popping, you could get a 4 seed. You know, James is definitely right. I definitely see the Houston Rockets getting a 4 seed if you get all those pieces. You know, Tyronn Lue for Kevin Love is a good trade, but Kevin Love needs to stay healthy. It won't work if Kevin Love can't stay healthy. But that's a big that could spread the floor and shoot the three, something the Clippers could use. Hey man, Lou, he wanted them chicken wings, AK. Lou was about them chicken wings, lemon pepper chicken wings. He said, forget the bubble. I gotta eat. I need the chicken wings. All right. Yo, Tunes, for real, no joke. I was about to cop the Paul George PlayStation 5 stickers. He teamed up with PlayStation for stickers. It has Paul George PG-13 symbol on them with PlayStation symbol on them. Those joints is tight. They good shoes, man. I was gonna cop those. Chicken wings. Yep. Ricky Rubio to the Clippers is a good help. I mean, he's a pearl point guard. He could help. Clippers are missing a point guard. Yeah, Tunes, them clicks was fire. If you get a chance to check them out, if you're a PlayStation lover and you like Paul George, it's a perfect combo. Yep. You talking about John Morant? You talking about John Morant? I know Memphis definitely ain't gonna get rid of that dude no time soon. They're gonna try to build a franchise around him. Yeah, you always need a good veteran, a good vocal leader on the team, you know, who could curse people out that do wrong stuff. But yeah, man. Speaking of the dude that knocked Nate Robinson out, he challenged LeBron James to a boxing fight. LeBron never responded back. You know, he calling it, let's see who the king of Ohio is. You know, that's no cap. He actually challenged LeBron James to a boxing fight. You know, I don't know if LeBron James is a big dude, but just because you're a big dude doesn't mean your chin is tough. And boxing is a complete different sport. I don't know if LeBron James could take a punch, you know, because I see LeBron James when he does his flopping sometimes. He has like his greatest hits when flopping. So you can't flop in boxing. You're gonna have to actually either hold that. You got to take it. You got to hold it, or you're just gonna go down like a sack of potatoes. I don't know if he could, if LeBron James got any hands. I don't know if LeBron James got hand skills in the boxing ring, you know. But I would guess getting punched by LeBron James would hurt as hell because the dude is 6'8", 6'9", nothing but muscle all over his body. So a punch from LeBron James would not be the most comfortable thing in the world. So, you know, yeah, I forget about New Orleans. New Orleans is going to be dangerous. They got a lot of young lions on that team. You know. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a little too early for me to pick for the 2021 draft. You know, but who you got? I'm taking that you got somebody in mind. 6'9" versus 6'1". Yeah, I mean Jake Paul is he's not short, but I don't know if he could knock LeBron out the same way he knocked Nate Robinson out. Nate Robinson is short. You know, words of Nas, your arm's too short to box with God. So LeBron don't get that problem. LeBron, he got arm reach. So LeBron may tag um, Jake Paul up a couple of times. So, you know, all right, come on, man. In 2016, LeBron passed Jordan up in losses. He has more losses than LeBron. I mean, he has more losses than Jordan. So that's the only thing he passed Jordan up in. When it comes to winning, he has not passed Jordan up yet. He's still chasing that guy. He would tell you that himself. 18 seasons and still chasing somebody, it's called failing. Failing to get that GOAT status. But no, Floyd got long reach. If you know Floyd Mayweather, he got long reach. He got long arms. He may be short. Floyd got a hell of a jab and long arms. You know, he's a, he didn't even knock McGregor out. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. BG up. Huh? Oh man. So Bucks representing Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo town. He said he tweeted that this is my city, so he repping. Oh, KD got them long arms, man. KD, I could imagine boxing Kevin Durant be like boxing Delonte Wilder, because Delonte Wilder got those long arms. So Kevin Durant, I mean, he's Spider Man. He probably tap you while you a couple feet away. His arms still reach. He like Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four. That's Kevin Durant right there, long and lanky. Yeah, it's Milwaukee got a loyal one, man. Giannis, he loyal to the franchise. He gonna try to do it the dirt and risky way, the Tim Duncan way, Michael Jordan way. They're gonna stay with the franchise. They're gonna stay with it and see what happens. All right. Yeah, if I'm in Cali at the time, I'm always on the move. We could definitely play 1-on-1. I like to see that jump shot that you talk about. You know, yeah. If you do come to Cali, Zach, um, hit me up. You know, all you gotta do is hit me up in the comment section, and then we exchange emails and we could talk from there. But yeah, anytime you want to play, bro, just let me know. I'll hook you all up all over California, man. Show you what places to go to. You have some fun in Cali or New York, because I'm a New Yorker at the end of the day, so I can show you New York and California. Yeah, Giannis, he took the money, but hey, man, a lot of people are respecting him because he's gonna try to do it the right way. Well, not the right way, but he's gonna try to do it the respectable way. Let's put it that way. Yeah, man, that's crazy. At age 38, Tim Duncan was still giving people the business, and still on the championship contending team, and still competing for a championship. You got to give him credit with that. You know, but yeah, man, float the goat. What's up? What city you rapping goat? Float the goat. Yeah. Yeah, Carmelo ran in. I think he could have won the championship probably in '09 if he got past Kobe, but he couldn't. Carmelo couldn't get past Kobe. You know, that was his probably one chance to get that championship, because I'm pretty sure they would have beat the Orlando Magic. The Denver Nuggets would have beat the Orlando Magic if they made it to the finals. And Carmelo Anthony would have got that ring, but he couldn't stop Kobe. And losing to Kobe is not a bad thing. I mean, he did lose to one of the greatest shooting guards of all time. So it's not like it's nothing bad on his part. That true. They had a yeah, that is true. Chauncey Billups was the leader of the team, but Carmelo Anthony probably was arguably the most talented one on the team. And yes, Carmelo Anthony is very non-efficient. He's a volume scorer. Part of the reason why he can't get over the hump sometimes. Oh, Float the goat from Michigan. Okay, same. I think Draymond Green is from Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. Woo! Tampa, Florida, retirement time. I see a lot of people from New York, they go to Florida. So I know you probably living it up, having some fun in Tampa, Florida, man. Enjoy your time there, man. Have some fun. Oh, okay, Warriors fan. Warriors are coming back, man. You got James Wiseman, Clay Thompson got to get back in shape. You still have the Splash Brothers. You know, I thought the Warriors were going to be a threat this season because I thought all these guys were going to come back healthy. Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, Clay Thompson, Steph Curry. You still had Draymond setting plays for them dudes. You would have to get like resurrected again though, because Draymond Green really fell off. Yep, I think they would have been back if Clay came back. They would have been. They would definitely would have been in the playoffs. They could still make the playoffs now. If James Wiseman is a future All Star, he has this year to show it. He's gonna have the ball in his hands a little more. Steph Curry can operate without the ball because he shoots threes. You know, a lot of these 3-point shooters, the Ray Allens, Reggie Millers. These guys could shoot without the ball. Well, not shoot without the ball, move without the ball. Oh, okay. Is Are you saying Golden State is up right now? Yeah, Draymond sacrificed for KD, but in the process, he completely fell off to the point that he can't even get back his mojo no more. And I thought that he would at least have some form of resurrection, you know, his defensive ability, because he was at least a good defensive player that got on people's nerves, and he can't even do that good right now. Okay, Golden State on top. I've been paying attention to the preseason on and off. I don't really take too much stock in the preseason. I'm a regular season playoff guy. Preseason is just to see who's in shape, and if you want, you could watch your favorite players play for a little bit just to see if they still got it. Stuff like that. Yeah, Kevin Durant could operate without the ball. He's one of the most efficient scorers, actually, in NBA history, because he don't need the ball to be successful. He don't have to. He's not ball dominant. Kevin Durant is not ball dominant. He could operate without the ball. A lot of people don't know that, but he could for sure 100% operate without the ball. Wait, what? John Wall? How come I didn't see this? John Wall tore his Achilles. Hold on, hold on. I didn't see no news about John Wall torn his Achilles. Okay, I just looked right now. I seen Chris. Are you sure you got that right? I know John Wall's not hurt. That's a big dagger to the Rockets if John Wall is hurt. That's a Christmas Day matchup. The Clippers and Nuggets again. Oh, okay, 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 okay. I was about to say, man, John Wall just came back. That'd be tragic news. Yeah, out of all those people you mentioned, MJ could operate without the ball. AK, there's plenty of plays Jordan the Bulls ran, and Jordan didn't have the ball. He would catch the ball, shoot it, and that's it. Catch and shoot. Come off a screen, catch and shoot. You know, Jordan wasn't a guy that over dribbled with the ball for like 5 or 6 seconds. He's either going to pass the ball out or he's going to shoot it. But Steph Curry and Kevin Durant probably two of the biggest superstars that can play without the ball, the best, if you ask me. Oh wow, who hit the game winner? Damn. Feel sorry for Cincinnati Bengals fans. Game winner. Ain't nothing like a good shot to end the game. Yeah, man, Kevin Durant is something else, especially on the scoring end. 7 foot tall, could shoot a three like that. He presents matchup problems for just about anybody. That's a fact. You can't take that away from him. That's why I want to see him against LeBron, because LeBron's older. LeBron's gonna have his work cut out for him. You know, but Kobe used to always say Kobe used to play against a young Kevin Durant that wasn't as developed. But Kobe always got the best of Kevin Durant when they were playing. So Kobe used to always say Kevin Durant has some weaknesses that he used to exploit. You know, but I wonder if Kobe would exploit them same weaknesses if he was playing against a Kevin Durant now. Assuming Kobe was still in his prime. R.I.P. to Kobe. It's still kind of weird saying that, right? You know, as a basketball fan, you're still in shock. Like, I wake up some morning suspecting to see like a Kobe Bryant interview or Kobe said this, Kobe said that, but not gonna get it. You know, it still feels. I don't know about you guys. It feels really weird for me to even think of Kobe Bryant like that. You know. Yeah, it would have been good to see Richard Sherman on the Eagles, man. You put me in fantasy mode now, Patrick Hamilton. Yeah. Kobe did say that, man. Kobe was a walking contradiction sometimes. He did say that. You know, he described Kevin Durant's weaknesses, you know, and then continued to sit there and say that. I guess he didn't want to defend him. But at the time, James is right. At the time, Durant was a horrible defender. So being a horrible defender against Kobe Bryant is not something you want to be. You got to at least have some good defensive skills. Damn. What a bad way to go, man. Damn. He could pull up from 40. Stephen A. Smith words. He would have been banned in that. The 90s wasn't 3-point centric like that. And plus, Kevin Durant was skinny. Some guys would have put some hands on him. If you know any, James, you could probably relate to this. If you played 90s basketball, even in the playgrounds in New York City, it was different. Guys would elbow you, they would put a body on you. It was just a little different, man. It was just different. It wasn't as free roaming as it is today. Today, the game, you can't even touch nobody, and you could still score on somebody. It's not like how it was. Defense was more precedented in the 90s than it is now. Now, if you're a defensive player, you're kind of handicapped. I don't do Insta. I'm strictly YouTube. Nah, I got to disagree with that. If the Rockets had any chance to win a championship in the 90s, it would have been 95. Because remember, Horace Grant left, and the Bulls was a little depleted, then they had to regroup. So the Bulls would have won at least one more championship in 94, but they would have lost in 95. I don't think they would have got to the finals in 95. You know, that's the Orlando Magic. If the history plays their part out, Orlando Magic probably would have won. But then again, you never know. If Jordan was still in full basketball shape, it'd probably been different. Jordan was coming off baseball. His body wasn't in basketball shape. But I'm going to give the Rockets the benefit of the doubt and say they would have had one championship, 1995. But 94, they would have lost. Yeah, they made it work, but it was also physical. That's the thing. Kareem Hakeem was a post up player. He was physical, and you have to have a physical state of mind. You know, no doubt. I think Kevin Durant would have adjusted. He would have been physical too, but it still would have been different though. You know, it still would have been different because you wouldn't all those threes would have been out the picture. Kevin Durant would have still got his though. He was still, he was still been a superstar because greatness transcends to any era. You know, it's just how it goes. Yeah, all superstars get some form of protection, but the face of the league always gets more protection. You know, Jordan and LeBron were neck to neck when it comes to um, pull, I guess, in the NBA. But sometimes I think Jordan had a little more pull because Jordan was the one guy that was beloved by everybody. LeBron James is arguably the most hated superstar in NBA history, but Jordan was loved and appreciated by everybody. And a lot of it comes with his off-court personality. Jordan never said he was the GOAT. We gave him the title of being GOAT. You know, I guess it's a turn off when you pat yourself on the back and say you're the GOAT. Hell yeah, man. Larry Bird and that whole Celtic team, the bad boy Detroit Pistons. I mean, you had a lot of roughneck guys, you know, but the Celtics was some of the biggest trash talkers in the NBA in the 80s. They were slapping people the hell around. Yeah, that sounds about right. Best power forward of all time. I would say between LeBron and Larry Bird, you can't go wrong with either. Some people still think Larry Bird's the greatest small forward of all time, but I would say Larry Bird and LeBron are, you know, right there. Yeah, and I think that's probably the turnoff. You got to let the fans say you're the GOAT. Because if you saying yourself the GOAT, that means you have some confidence issues or you don't believe you're the GOAT. So you trying your best to convince everybody, especially your fans, that you are the GOAT because you're losing the argument. And LeBron knows he's losing that argument of being the GOAT. You know, he's not going to be regarded as the GOAT. He's going to go down. He's going to retire as a legend. And the same way Kobe Bryant retired, he's going to retire like that. He ain't going to retire as a greatest basketball player of all time. You know, pretty much get the same treatment Kobe got when Kobe retired. Then there's going to be some new guy looking to surpass Jordan. You know? And it's going to come an intriguing question of who and when can somebody actually surpass Jordan in the eyes of many. You know? It's going to be hard. Yeah, that I had to disagree with him. I had to disagree with him on that. Isaiah Thomas was one hell of a point guard. Very underrated player, too, that a lot of people like overlooking. But Isaiah Thomas was a dog. He was a leader. And he did anything to win, including he broke his wrist punching Bill Laimbeer in the face. Um, yeah. After 93, Jordan was called the GOAT. That is true. You know, and he just added on to it after that. Now, to that the COVID championship, I wouldn't say it's the hardest, but you still get some credit for it. You know, to say something's the hardest championship to win, that's kind of crazy, man. Because there's a lot of situations that take into play. You know, what about winning certain games where your back is against the wall? You know, yeah, Dirk championship was hard. The '95 Rockets was a 6 seed that won the championship. You think that was easy? You know, it's kind of disrespectful to say my championship was the hardest. You know, it's per opinion based, but I would say no championship. To make it sound more logic and reasonable, let's just put it this way: no championship is easy to win unless you sweep somebody. You know, if you sweep somebody, then you could say your championship was easy. But if you go to distance and go to 6, 7 games, can't say it was easy to win. You know, the challenge was there. That I give you. That 2016 was the most impressive championship ever won. I mean, Giannis has he has the table laid out for him to be the GOAT. James, he could very well be it. He has a Defensive Player of the Year. He has 2 MVPs. He won Defensive Player and MVP in the same season. Jordan did that as well, and a scoring title. You know, so Giannis, he's building up the individual accolades. Now he has to go out and get championships. You know, and in his case, he's gonna have to win 5 to 6, or probably more than 6. If you want to put like a stamp on it, depends on how you do it. If he could do that with Milwaukee, get 7 championships with Milwaukee, and have all those individual accolades to keep coming and coming, he'd be regarded as the GOAT. You know, but it's no easy feat. It's not easy winning 1 championship. So just imagine winning 6. You know, it's not easy winning 6 championships in modern NBA. You know, it's easy to do it in the 50s and 60s when there's only 8, 9 teams. But it's hard as hell to do that in modern NBA. It's not easy. That Mickey Mouse ring, man. You stay dissing that this year's championship, Zach. Yeah, you can make an argument that it was easy. You know. Yep, all in one season, James, with no other All Star. How impressive was that? You know, full teamwork. He had a great team surrounding him. They weren't all stars, but he has some great role players. He had role players on deck. You know, guys that were former all stars and vets that was almost on their way out the door, trying to get that one chip. That's Jason Kidd's only championship. You know, but that was one hell of a hard thing to do. You did it in the West too. You did it in the West, so that was one hell of a championship run. And to even beat Wade, Bosh, and LeBron in one, all on one team together, that's crazy. You know, and I would never forget the NBA analyst asking the question, can LeBron James stop Jason Terry? You know how weird that sounds? Can LeBron James stop Jason Terry? Because Jason Terry was balling. And he was blown by LeBron like there was no tomorrow. And I was like, why is LeBron not blocking the guy's shot? It's like LeBron was just letting him walk by him. I'm like, put a body in front of him. Do something. Just don't let the guy walk in front of you. Jesus, man. That's, man, that, he said Westbrook is the problem. Man, you're going to be getting on Westbrook all season long, aren't you? But, man, let me get up almost out of here. Time to do my normal shout-out thing. You know, yeah, he was cooking people. That's crazy. Shout out to D'Lo James. Shout out to Zach. Shout out to AKKD. Shout out to Tay. Shout out to Patrick Hamilton. Um, Shout out to Floyd the GOAT. We up out of here, man. Peace. You guys enjoy your day. And continue watching sports, man. Keep that energy going. Peace. Okay, well, I want this to stop. There we go.